Hey everyone, it's Cell, and this week's video we're going to talk to you a little bit about Overwatch. So I have played Overwatch since it was in the beta. My cap or my highest in Overwatch 1, I was Diamond. In Overwatch 2, I've peaked at Diamond. I'm currently Gold 3 and I'm a support main. I have played Tank and DPS as well, but we're not going to talk about those ones. We're just going to talk about how I feel as a support. I play a lot of Mercy, Zenyatta, Kiriko. I've been trying to play Ana because I love the idea of Ana, but I'm definitely a lot of Mercy. Like probably 95% of my gameplay is on Mercy. So with this season, they shook things up a little bit and they reset a bunch of people, basically a tier lower than where folks were. That's at least where it put me anyways, and you have to play through it. They've also done a 20% healing reduction on everybody if you're in combat, which with the update today is now 15%. So healers like Mercy who have a hard time weaving their damage, Life Weaver as well, where they're more of like, it's easier to throw out straight healing, being an HPS healer. Those healers have suffered from all of that for a lot, I think. I'm hoping the 15% change to competitive makes them feel a little stronger. But I do want to say, you know, when you're playing and when you're talking about Overwatch and you're talking from players like, there are some very good players that are content creators, YouTubers, streamers. Those players are going to tell you the same things, like, oh, well, you should play Zenyatta, you should play Kiriko, you should play Baptiste. Like, they want you to do a lot of damage. But I will say, if you're playing in lower ranks, a strong Mercy who has the ability to get reses off and keep teams going with limited deaths, she does feel okay. Yeah, you can't just sit there and heal and be like, oh no, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. But if you're able to survive, stay skinny, make some important plays, whether your reses are going really well, whether you're contesting a point, whether you are pulling out that little Glock every now and then, like, it's really cute. But I would tell you, if you're playing subplat, play who you feel is your strongest character. And if it's not working, don't be afraid to make some changes. Maybe you're playing as a D.Va tank and you're just getting melted because you're getting discorded and they're playing Azaria. It's okay to say, hey, I'm gonna play Orisa, or try a different thing. You don't feel like you're always stuck on that character, and don't feel like, oh, I'm close to my ult, I'm gonna change after I use my ult, and they're sitting at like 75%. Now, if you're playing in a higher elo, you're gonna build your ult a lot faster. I've gone rounds where I've never seen our tank or damage use their ults in 3 minutes. Yep. It happens. So, like, instead of saying, I'm going to wait, I would do that switch sooner than later, because if you can survive longer, you're going to do more than running in there and dying. But let's go back to the comp. How do you feel? I quite like the new system. I do think it has some tweaking, though. So the other day, I played Overwatch for almost 20 hours. We were doing a subathon on our stream. It was a lot of fun, but in that 20 hours, I didn't move. I stayed at Gold 4. I would win a couple games and I would lose one. I would win a couple and I would lose one. And I think that the point system feels kind of bad, because unless you're on a win streak, it's very hard to like feel like you're committed to something. And I'm going to bring up Apex Legends, and I know Apex Legends is a different game, different style, completely different. It's a battle royale. It's not the same. I know. Girls, calm down. I know, girl. But here's the kicker. When you're playing Apex, if you're in a lower bracket or a lower elo, you accumulate points in different ways. So you can get points from getting some kills in the games. You can get points from surviving, you get points for resi, like you can just, like, across the board, you as a team get points. And I feel like Overwatch needs to get a little bit smarter with some points. Like if I'm playing a game and my damage are going sub 1,000 damage up in 3 minutes with 1 kill and 9 deaths, those players I think should lose more points than a player who is has maybe 2 deaths, 1 death in that 3-minute window. They're surviving, they're getting kills, they're playing well to the best of their ability, but their team isn't always playing well. When you're playing in low elos, it is so common for somebody to say, I'm smurfing, I'm playing in this elo normally, I don't care. Or like somebody who's a silver peak trying to tell folks how they should be playing. People, and I mean, I'm in those elos right now, and I hear it all the time, like, I shouldn't be in this rank, I should be this ranked, I should be playing with like Emong. Girl, your 9 deaths are telling me otherwise right now. You know what I mean? And like, if a player's having a bad game, we all have them. Why like pick on them for it? Just let them live their life. But the rank system is nice because you're seeing that move, and you're supposed to be seeing something like if you're at risk of dropping down a tier, or I think it's going up a tier, you're supposed to get like a noise alert to like alert, hey, you're at risk, or like, oh, you might be moving up. What I'd like to see though is if you win a game, say you get 20%, and maybe that's the problem, it's percent and not actual points. Maybe that's the difference. But say you get 20% because you've won this game, and then you lose a game and you lose 30%. What? So if you get a win streak, so I think you have to get 3 wins in a row. Maybe it might be 4. But if you get those win streaks, then your games are giving you 25%, and you lose the game, and you're still losing 30. Like, it doesn't feel good to feel like you almost need to win 3 games to have a risk of losing 1, so at least your rank doesn't completely drop down again. So I think in lower elos, they need to work with those numbers a little bit differently. And maybe as you are like growing up the ranked system, it should be harsher. But I think like if you're a hard stuck bronze player, you want motivation to feel like you can get out of bronze. And I know people that are hard stuck bronze, and they're like, I don't want to play this if I'm spending hours upon hours upon hours and I can't get out. But because it is a 5v5 and there's so much more that goes into it, like if you have played the game for years and you don't have a lot of like duo friends, like solo queuing in Overwatch shouldn't feel so bad. And I think that's my problem, is that it does kind of feel bad in lower elos if you are solo queuing in competitive matches. I'm only speaking competitive right now. So I'm kind of giving myself a goal because I am very much enjoying Overwatch. I like how the game feels, and like the way that the characters flow and interact. I don't think any other game genre does that right. I love Overwatch. Like, I've played a very long time. I might not be the best in the world, but we're trying to improve. And when I'm not playing the game rather, I try to check out streamers that are ranked higher than me, and I want to look like, what are they doing? And in different roles. So like I watch a lot of Emong. Yeah, I'm name dropping. I watch a lot of Emong. He's playing tank and he's playing DPS. He's a very good player. But I also get to see what those supports are doing and how they're switching and like their positioning as well. So it's kind of nice to be able to take back and be like, hey, if you play Mercy as an example and you're bronze and your healing beam is 80, 85, 90% and your damage beam is 10, 5, 15%. Maybe, hey, don't forget, Mercy's healing beam does benefit the group because you're helping amplify their damage. But I do like this system, and I like that it's no longer 5 wins, 5 losses, see what you're doing, because that system was booty cheeks. That was awful. I like that they have changed with this healing debuff. I would love to see Mercy's triage healing come back, where like if you're healing a target sub 30%, you increase your healing done on them. Maybe it goes up by 10%, so like you're actually only having a 5% healing debuff on that target or something, just to make her seem a little bit more like stronger. Because if you're like with your DPS or your tank and you're just healing beaming and they're getting the shit beat out of them, you ain't going nowhere. You gonna die, girl. Like, in the arms of an angel. You know what I mean? So I'm giving myself a goal to try to get out of golds. I would like to go back to diamond. Originally, when I got into this season, I thought, okay, I want to be... Maybe I can try for masters. But I think if Overwatch is going to keep up with these updates and these changes, like, it could be really good. And like, I want Overwatch to succeed because it's such a great game. I play a lot of MMOs, but Overwatch is a great break from those MMOs, and it lets me play and meet other communities that are still Blizzard that also play the Blizzard MMOs that I play, such as World of Warcraft. I just want to see Overwatch continue to do well, and I'm not here to tell you how to play or what to do, just the state of it. And I think that they're in the right direction with the 20% down to 15% healing reduction, but I might even go even farther and say like 10%, 12%, or like the supports that do a lot more healing, like Mercy and Lifeweaver as examples, if they had like a triage healing built in, or if like when you're damage boosting somebody, that damage went into Mercy's damage, so that your team can look at your character. Oh, so Mercy is doing more than just healing for 10,000. She's doing stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would be a nice change for the community. Mercy means don't yell at me if you don't agree. But I'd like to see a little bit more happen, because there's some situations where you're just like, well, I've got to go Kiriko. I don't have a choice. I've got to go Kiriko, or I've got to play Moira. And I don't like the lock-in that you have to play a healer that does an obscene amount of damage, or you have to damage in order to heal. Like, those healers are great, and some players like to play them. But it doesn't feel good if that's how or where you need to be locked in. So I think that Mercy is still close to being viable in higher ranks from what I've seen, but she needs a little love, a little bump, you know, a little bump that. Oh wait, I'm on YouTube. I won't continue. But we want to see her thrive. The patch notes have been really good. I like to see all of the changes they're doing with our tanks as well, because tanks are really carrying the game. They're setting the tone, and I find it's been really hard to move up as a healer in the ranking system. So I wonder if there's a way that solo queue would feel less bad. Maybe if you were blessed, like say you're on a losing streak and you don't have to take on a volatile losing streak, because those suck. Those suck a lot. But I like that Blizzard is being a little bit more, or Overwatch is being a little bit more open, that they're talking about their changes, they're doing their changes. Hashtag nerf MAGA, thank you so much. And give me triage healing on Mercy so I can continue to keep climbing out of this gold hell. I'm hoping next month when we do our Overwatch video, I'll be like, I'm back in plat, everyone, party. But until that happens, we're just gonna keep memeing, dreaming, and making memories. That is my Overwatch touch base today, so thank you so much for popping in. I hope that you enjoyed our second video that we've decided to do on our channel. If you like this content, please make sure you like and subscribe. Every month we're releasing 4 videos, 1 a week every Tuesday. World of Warcraft, Overwatch, Final Fantasy, and then a surprise, maybe Apex Legends, or montages of what our stream has produced for the month. So thank you so much. Be safe, be smart, wash your hands, and don't forget, wash your damn assholes. Bye for now.